patience, for understanding, and we thank you most importantly for your prayers. Pray for us as we move our city forward and move beyond this situation. Thank you.
My prayers are with the families, our citizens who live here in Pine Bluff, in our Jefferson County, and the alumni that return home to UAPB. Pine Bluff police officers, Jefferson County Fire Department, EMTs, outside agencies responded to the two main incidents. But there was so many events going on in Pine Bluff that was covered by Pine Bluff police officers. They was everywhere within the city. There was a concert. There was parties. There was nightclub events, all protected by the men and the women of the Pine Bluff Police Department. There was 2 shootings. One occurred at 12:53 a.m. When the call came in, it was one of our officers. 0 response time. They was down the street and they was inside the building taking care of the citizens of this town. One of our officers who responded had to use force. I will not take any questions on that. I will not make any other comments on that other than that's being handled by the Arkansas State Police. Another incident happened at University Avenue in Pullman. In less than 30 seconds, our officers were there on the scene, secured the citizens that was there. They began rendering aid, both patrol and both detectives and our narcotic officers responded. There was no difference there. Fire department, the EMTs. This town is going to be protected by the people that you pay to do so. And as police chief, and 2 of my deputy chiefs here, Deputy Chief Richardson, Deputy Chief Elliott, and I had worked on the plan, and that's where the responses was as quick as they were. But there's something that we had been working on for about over a month, and that's a partnership with the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Agency. And as a result of these 2 shootings and other shootings that have occurred within our city, we are entering into a partnership. And that partnership will be explained by the agent in charge, Clayton R. Merrill. It's going to only help us to make this city safer for the residents here and the people that's visiting here. We didn't get in this situation overnight, but we're going to correct it, and we're going to make Pine Bluff safe for the citizens here, and we're going to make Pine Bluff safe for the people that's visiting Pine Bluff. And I promise you this, it's not going to take us a long time either. We're going to work together with other agencies. And I ask the citizens to bear with us and just allow us to do the job that you pay us to do. One of the young men that was shot at Pulliam University, we recently received a report from St. Vincent Hospital that he died. On the 17th at 6:47 p.m. I ask you to pray for that family, pray for the other families, pray for all of the families that have been injured. What happened here is happening all across this nation. Now I would like for Great Mayor to come forward.
Hello, everyone. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of the shootings here. I'm the resident agent in charge for ATF that covers the state of Arkansas out of Little Rock. Like the chief said, we had been in talks for, I think it's probably been a couple months, about bringing on a local officer, detective, to be a task force officer with ATF. So what that'll do is it'll give them the resources that my office has to them on a local level. It'd be that conduit between the police department and the United States Department, United States Attorney's Office, and my office. So this will only help speed up the process. This will only help identify shooters, crime guns, and make that process more streamlined to my office to bring cases into the federal system. We're excited for the partnership and moving forward. And thank you to the mayor and the chief for allowing this partnership to happen.
As you know, both investigations are ongoing, but I will take questions. I will not.
Any status on the rest of the victims, or how many are in critical, how many have been released from the hospital? Do you have any other update on the rest of these victims?
There was a couple that's critical as far as the medical condition. That's the best I could tell you.
Do we have a name on the second deceased?
Not one that I'm releasing at this time.
Was he a minor?
No.
Have you established any motives?
Sir,
Have you established any motives?
that's on the investigation. We've getting varying amount of reports.
Like, you just introduced the agent from the ATF. What tie-in would the ATF have to these two incidents here?
The firearms that were recovered at these scenes, the firearms that we recovered earlier, they have a way of prosecuting those cases through the federal system. And best way that I could describe it, you probably will remember the term, the long arm of the law.
Would they have any, working on any gang-related activities, breaking that up locally?
They would be working on anything that we asked them to assist us with. I'm not going to really get into, whether we have gang. We have a criminal and a violent criminal problem here. And they are not that organized, but they are that disrespectful for the life of the citizens that's living here in Pine Bluff and the visitors.
Were these
And-
incidents gang related?
Sir,
Were these incidents gang related?
I wouldn't characterize it as that.
What was the security like at the venue for people getting into the temple? Like, was there pat down? Were there people there?
There was some, but it's not what it should have been. That's one of the things we're going to look at. It could
Was
be,
that venue rented out by a local fraternity?
I believe it was, yes.
Have you officially made a connection between the two shootings? Was one retaliation, was the University of Florida retaliation from the one at the venue?
No, there was no connection that we determined yet.
Have you had any previous problems at the venue, the temple?
I don't have any record record of it. Have not done any research on that.
Is there a city code as to how much security needs to be used for a certain number of people that occupy a building like the Sahara Temple?
None that I know of.
Was there alcohol served at the temple?
I didn't see any evidence of any.
Were there Pine Bluff police on duty at security, or was it private security?
It wasn't Pine Bluff Police Department.
Were the officers fired upon?
That's ongoing investigation. If I made that statement, I couldn't say it with accuracy. And I probably shouldn't mention it about the fraternity because I know I can trust the media, but it's, and I probably should not have. Because, you know, if I had to raise my right hand in court, I really couldn't bag it up. But I've always learned, you know, throughout my career, there are some things you can tell the media and they just do the right thing. And that's the experience that I've always had.
Do you know how many people were at this party and what kind were the age ranges?
No, I have no idea. The only thing I know for sure is that our officers, detectives, narcotics, they all was there. And I was at both scenes. I alternated between those two scenes. And I offered my advice, but most of the time they knew what they was doing. You know, all I had to do is watch, make sure that our personnel dispatched from one scene to the other scene. And I think the citizen, if they experienced and saw what I saw, you know, they would understand what it means to be proud to supervise officers. They would sleep real well knowing that they had those type of officers patrolling and investigating crime within the city. It's something that's hard for me to describe, but I have in excess of 33 years of experience, and I've seen some really good police work.
Where were you stationed?
Well, it's
As far as supervising everybody on Saturday night,
at the scene,
the scene at Sahara?
at both scenes.
What scene?
I left one, went to the other, and then I came back to the other one, and then I rode around the city to see what was going on.
Were any officers injured during any of the two exchanges?
No, wasn't in it.
Did the 8 people who were shot, were discovered shot at the Sahara Temple include the young man who was allegedly shot by the police officer?
Wait a minute, say that again?
The 8 people that were discovered shot at the Sahara Temple, did that include the officer? Did that include the young man that was shot allegedly by the police officer?
Allegedly, yes, yes.
There were a lot of activities going on all night because of homecoming. Did the Pine Bluff PD have any help from other agencies before the run-up to the 2 shooting events?
We had the sheriff's office have been assisting as they have before. There have been cases where we've had emergencies in this town. We've had officers come out of Whitehall, Redfield, to assist.
State police?
State police too.
I just want to get his name for the record. I didn't catch your name to begin with.
May I get one?
But the last thing I'm gonna say, and I probably said it before, Mayor, for you, the city council, we have a good force here. They don't make excuses, and I don't take excuses. We're gonna do this, and I push hard, but we're gonna make this city safe. Okay, if there's no more question, that's end of this press conference.